last few months on this channel has genuinely been so much fun. Probably the most fun I've had since I started the channel. And I just want to thank everybody who's watched any of my model railway content, which I'm really enjoying creating, or any of the heritage railway events that I've been on in recent times. And it's obviously a busy time of year where that's concerned, and my latest visit was to the West Somerset Railway's Spring Steam Spectacular. It was awesome to see Sir Nigel Gresley once more. There was obviously lots going on throughout the weekend, and if you haven't seen my video of my time there, then please do check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. But this video is here today to announce that I'm going to be hosting my third Model Railway Gala this weekend. The video for that gala will come out on the Sunday at 9 AM. This is definitely the most ambitious Model Railway Gala I have ever planned for in all my years of modelling, and I'm excited to showcase the complete timetable and how many different services I've got going on. There's going to be some double headers, there's going to be some goods experiences, and there's going to be some real showstopper visiting locomotives. The gala is called the Best of British, so I'll let your minds wander as to which locomotives are going to be featuring. There's also been some changes to the home fleet to accommodate for this gala. Sadly, number 73014 and number 90274, I have now withdrawn them for overhaul, which means they won't be running on my layout for the rest of the year. It's been brilliant to have them. They're both very reliable runners, so I've had a lot of fun getting lots of use out of them. But it is time to make way for some new home fleet locomotives, so I'll take you through those as well. So taking a look at the home fleet, we've got the BR Standard 4 and the Black 5. They are both going to be running mixed traffic services to Cooper's Crossing. And we've also got Black Prince sticking around for its last gala appearance this year. So wanted to make sure it went out with a bang, so it's sticking around. But the most exciting home fleet update is that my J27 by Oxford Rail, number 1214, is going to be making an appearance for the first time this year. And my hypothetical story is that it's just come out of overhaul and is replacing my standard 5. So an L&ER locomotive, a different wheel configuration, different livery, should be a lot of fun getting this running in the gala. That leaves the Ginty, which I'm going to keep in the yard just in case there is an emergency and I need a reliable loco to go out and cover a service. So that is going to remain under the canopy. Before I show you the other locomotives that are going to be joining this lineup, the Best of British idea is actually underpinned by 5 other sub-themes. They are War Workhorses, Record Breakers, Royal Recognition, Diesel Power and Preservation Pioneers. And I aim to pick one visiting locomotive that fit nicely with this sub-theme. So let me show you what I went for. Definitely the most appropriate goods locomotive to use under this theme. They were vitally significant within World War I, hauling heavy coal traffic, artillery and ammunition, as well as the occasional heavy breakdown crane as well. The only surviving example from over 500 produced is this one, number 63601. It is currently under overhaul at the Great Central Railway, but it is also one of 92 of this class of locomotive to actually participate in World War II as well. So not only has it participated in 2 world wars, it is the only member of its class in preservation. And what an incredible locomotive to have in terms of reliability and significance. This model I'm going to do a brief introduction for. This is actually a home fleet locomotive of mine. It is Caldecott Castle. Now, this locomotive is going to be making an appearance back again for this gala, and there's a particular reason why I have paired this with another visiting loco. Here it is. And these two classes of locomotives hold records that defined different eras of the speed wars between Britain's rival railway companies. The Cheltenham Flyer in June 1932, hauled by a fellow Castle to Caldicot, actually averaged 81.6 miles per hour between Swindon and London Paddington, whilst Sir Nigel Gresley herself in 1959 broke the post-war British steam speed record, achieving 112 miles per hour while hauling a full passenger excursion. So really good to have an excuse to run these two locomotives alongside each other over the weekend, and perfect for this sub-theme as well. So this livery was created to mark the historic 70th anniversary in 2022 of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. It was the Severn Valley that decided to do it for a marketing headline-grabbing attraction, and number 34027 Southern Railway Bullard Pacific Tor Valley was the locomotive that had this done. The actual name was chosen via a public vote, and when the Queen died in September of the same year, that was the point I decided to invest in one of these models. And I'm so glad that I did, because although it divides opinion between railway enthusiasts, I quite like it because it's completely unique to any livery I have in the collection. This 3,300 horsepower monster was the most powerful in the world at the time it was produced in 1955. It was significant in matching the power of the A4s like Sir Nigel Gresley, so it's great to have it working alongside it for the Gala. And it was done for sustained, more economical speeds. The design actually saved the East Coast Main Line by convincing BR to skip the immediate electrification, and instead they ordered 22 Deltics to dominate the route for the next 20 years. I'm going to be running this Deltic with the Blood and Custard set, which will hopefully recreate some of that experience that it had in the age of the diesels. And you may remember that Tornado has been visiting the Heritage Railway, and it will be the final engine in the Gala, but look what has happened. And what better locomotive to have under this final sub-theme for the Best of British Gala. Tornado, the A1 Pacific Peppercorn class. This proved that building a full-size mainline steam loco from scratch was financially and technically viable in the 21st century. And I've decided that I want to run it in its original preserved livery, the A1 Steam Locomotive Trust Works Grey. It was the first locomotive seen and built from scratch since 1960, which would have been Evening Star for BR. It reinstated a lost piece of history because all 59 examples of the A1 Peppercorn class were scrapped, and Tornado became the 50th member. Over £3 million in public donations were raised to create this masterpiece, and it really started the new build era of steam preservation. And here are all of the locomotives together lined up in the yard, and wow, looking at all of them together, you have a vision of what it might look like, but it just looks superb, having all of these different liveries and all of this significance in terms of class, era and locomotive. So now I've showcased that, I'm going to take you over to the poster and show you the timetable. Here we go. And these are the parts of the preparation which I really enjoy because it brings everything to life. We've got the Deltic and Sir Nigel Gresley as the two poster engines for the Gala, and we've got our big title, the Best of British, and then we've got our 5 sub-themes there. So yeah, decided to go for a bit more of a kind of wow poster this time around. We've got a little bit of a kind of introduction to what the weekend has to hold and the date, as well as a generated website name as well. And as you can see, we've got double headers, goods experiences, and lots of other things going on as well, which I'm now going to show you in terms of the timetable. And here it is. It's far more complex than perhaps my Giants of LMS Gala, but if this is the first time you've seen any of my timetables before, what I do is I have the codes at the top that tell me what rolling stock I'm going to be using, as well as other things like whether it's light engine or filling up with water. I haven't done the water fill up codes just yet because I'm going to kind of do that on the day and just see what works best. But for the line to Cooper's Crossing, which is in the first grid, I've got 4 different locomotives running across the day. So I'm going to have a variety of different stock that's going to run with those. We've got wagon trains, we've got the teak set, which the J27 is going to pull, as well as the 63601, because that was a former LNER regrouped locomotive. And then we've also got the maroons. I'm going to run a set of 3 of those on the inside line compared to the ones that I used to run on the outside as a set of 5. And yeah, a brake van crane in amongst there as well. So plenty going on to Cooper's Crossing. And then to Go Flam Mount, we have equally got plenty of things happening, but we've got some of the bigger locos performing on there. So we're going to start the day with the Castle class, followed by the Deltic. We're going to use the Blood and Custards quite a lot throughout the weekend. And then we've got Tornado pulling various services, and of course Sir Nigel as well. Now you'll notice that I have got some double headers going on. I've actually just realised that number 70, Elizabeth II, is only actually pulling 1 service, so that might have to change, but plenty of action going on, and I'm really excited to see number 6, 0007 and 92203, both Sir Nigel Gresley and Black Prince doing a double header together, because both of those locomotives have sound. So I need to do some testing and make sure that that all works. So this might not be the final version, but it's pretty close in terms of the timings and the services. So yeah, as you can see, it's really detailed. I really like trying to stick to these as best I can, but it is a heritage railway after all, so it might not always be plain sailing. But that is the timetable, and that's a wrap. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up the video for today. Thanks again for looking at all the preparation and, you know, imagination that goes into getting ready for a big gala like this on a model layout. And for me, if you've seen videos on my channel before, this is why I love modelling heritage railway. And if I can create that feeling and enthusiasm that these railways in real life can give people, that gives me incredible satisfaction for this passion and this hobby. So, and it also helps me reconnect with old models that perhaps don't see as much use anymore, and give them an excuse to be part of something quite special. So yeah, thanks again, and hopefully I will see you for the big event on Sunday. Cheers, guys.